Good evening and welcome to the WPI Sports and Recreation Center for Day 1 Finals of the 2024 Gompei Invitational, hosted by WPI Swimming and Diving. I am Jeremy Abreu from Abreu Media Productions. Tonight we're alongside Jonah, Arian, and Nicole, running production, running camera, running a bunch of different things here for the finals tonight. As we always do, if someone can give me a video and a sound check, make sure you can hear me clearly and you can see the audio. So we got a great final session set up for you tonight. The 200 medley relay is first. There'll be a 10-minute break. We'll follow that up with the 2 IM 50 free, 5 free, 2 breast, 1 fly, and the 8 free relay to close out the evening tonight. So we're pretty fired up. We got a night of really good swimming. Anthony DiMascola, that's my guy out there in Oregon. Check, all good. Gina Wild. Gina, you're going to need to turn your volume down tonight on me because I'm pretty fired up. So when I have as my wife will tell you all, I am a loud talker. And, you know, I wear it proudly. It's what I do. I'm a sales guy at heart. I like to talk. I'm personable. But when I get excited, yes, I do talk a little loud. I even try and, desensitize my mic a little bit. And it doesn't always work. So you might need to turn your volume down a little bit. Griffin Colozzo is rooting for Emma. Go, Emma. All right. Thanks for joining, Griffin. So we are getting ready for night 1 finals. Some teams are going through their little pre-meet celebratory chants. Teams are starting to line up. That's for you. We're going to get that first heat lined up and ready for you here. Well, I think we are. Here we go. We will. Lanes aren't showing. Let me refresh this. Give me a second, folks, while I talk to myself. There we go. There are your lane assignments for the first heat of the women's 200-yard medley relay. Friday finals session. It's going to be a good night. We got, for those NBA fans, we talked about this earlier, Bucks at Celtics tonight, about 45 minutes away here, east in Boston at TD Garden. Celtics with the second best record in the East, taking on Giannis Antetokounmpo and the Bucks, so that should be a good one. So it's kind of a good setup here. We all know in the NBA, the only thing that matters are the final 2 minutes, or 5 minutes, I'll say. So we'll get done here around 8:45. Then we can get ready right into the Bucks, Celtics, dinner, all that good time. So happy you can join us here tonight. I think we will be doing a national anthem. We do not have a view of the flag here, so unfortunately we cannot go to the flag. But I will try and pump my volume up a little so you can hear it. So not sure if you could hear that. We're not connected into the PA system. There's been some issues with that in the past, so we decided to forego that for the meet here. So he won. Event 1, the women's 200-yard medley relay. This will be the C final, so there will be a C, B, and an A final tonight for all of our events. Lanes 1 and 10 will be open. And Gina, listen, I was one of those loud middle school kids, as you can imagine. So you would have had your hands full with me. But I can imagine. I have a middle schooler myself. I have a 13-year-old daughter. So in 7th grade, so I understand. I understand the middle school. Silvana Gonzalez checking in. Oh, Silvana's checking in from Miami. Go Brandeis. Party in the city where the heat is on all night on the break till the break of dawn. I know. People cringe when I sing, but it's all good. You got to have fun. Here we go, folks. We're getting ready for our first event of the night. Women's 200-yard medley relay. We are off and running. Women's 200-yard medley relay, WPI in 2, Bryant in 3, Merrimack in 4, Clark in 5, Merrimack in 6, Clark in 7, Bryant in 8, WPIE in lane 9. Again, lanes 1 and 10 are open, so no one in those lanes. Right now, it looks like lane 3, Bryant D out to the fast start. Bryant, Merrimack, WPID, lanes 3, 6, and 2, respectively. Those were your leaders after 50. Looks like it's Bryant in lane 3 to the wall first. Breaststrokers in the water. Don't have the names on the Bryant swimmer. That could be Jossie Nemchek. Ella. It is not Jossie. It's Ella Wativen. So Ella did a great job there for Bryant. Bryant now sends their butterflyers into the water. It looks like that's Amanda Whitkiss. It's Emma Shao. Okay, I'm striking out here all over the place, guys. Sorry. It's really tough to tell who these kids are with caps and goggles, especially when you don't get a name. But I can tell this swimmer. This is Jill Carline anchoring this Bryant team in lane 3. So Jill Carline in the water, followed by Merrimack B in lane 6. So Bryant's going to win this one going away. Merrimack should take second. They're both a good distance ahead of the field. Third place is going to be tight. WPI is in third right now, but Clark is surging. Merrimack is surging, so Bryant will get it done, 149.28. Merrimack B takes second, and that race for third. Here comes Clark. They are surging down there in lane 5, and it will be Clark. 2:00:22, so that's our first C final under our belts as we move on to the B final. There are your results. Bryant, Merrimack, and Clark. We'll move on to our start lanes for our next event. All 10 lanes will be occupied here. Your lane assignments are on the screen. Brandeis. Actually, who comes in here the fastest entry? It looks like 147, Sacred Heart A. They're in lane 3 here. So that's the team of Baker, Nieto, Haas, and Velico. So we'll keep an eye on them. And your B final is underway and in the water. Merrimack A in 1, Central Connecticut State in 2, Sacred Heart A in 3, Brandeis A in 4, Brandeis B in 5, Springfield C in 6, Brandeis C in 7, Sacred Heart B in 8, Central Connecticut State B in 5 times fast. Merrimack A with Kendra Daly leading the way. Here comes Sacred Heart with Baker. So Merrimack A, Sacred Heart B leading the way here. It's very close right now with the breaststrokers in the water. By my naked eye, it looks like it's Sacred Heart in lane 3. That's Nieto in the water. She'll hand it over to Haas. It looked like a clean transition there. So Sacred Heart A, Merrimack A, Sacred Heart B. Jonah doing some deft camera work for us here tonight. Sacred Heart extending that lead a little bit. So it's going to be all about Veliko. Can she hang on to the lead for Sacred Heart? They came into this heat with the top time. It's going to be tough to catch them right now. Sacred Heart B is their closest, almost a half behind up in lane 8. Sacred Heart looking to go 1 and 2 here, lanes 3 and 8. They take first place. Will they take second? And they will. Third place goes to CCSU. So Sacred Heart goes 1 and 2 here as we get ready for, as we almost get ready. We'll finish up here. Brandeis will close it out in lane 7. Good swim by the judges. We'll go to your results. So let's see if they're going to introduce the relays, each one. They should be introducing them, lanes 1 through 8, but we'll see. So we're missing an official down there at the end, and that typically means that they are talking to a coach about a DQ. Not so uncommon for a DQ in a relay. Biggest DQ source is so Merrimack was DQ'd. Merrimack A, Heat 2, Lane 1. So typically those DQs come from a swimmer leaving too early. So you have to maintain contact with the block until the incoming swimmer touches the wall. And there's really an art to the perfect relay start. It takes a lot of practice, a lot of timing, a lot of precision. Sometimes you just get a little over anxious there on that block and you want to take off like you're shot out of a rocket. Sometimes that's what happens. So Merrimack DQ'd there. Okay, so they're just going to introduce the relays in the water. There are your lane assignments. Looks like Bryant in lane 6 comes in with a 140. They had this a little messed up on the screen, but in any event, we'll see what happens here. Bryant A, Bryant B in the middle of the pool. Springfield A in lane 4, Bryant C in lane 7. Though those are the 4 middle lanes. You would think the winners will come from one of those middle lanes, especially here in the A final. Right now, though, it's Clara Steen giving Bryant the lead. She'll hand it off to Elena Pistrin for the breaststroke. Bryant, A, B, and C are the top 3 teams right now. Lanes 5, 6, and 7. Pistrin, Whitkiss, and Nemchek in the water, lanes 5, 6, and 7 respectively. Bryant A in lane 5 leading the way. Sophie Dorsch in the water. Ava Mustachulo in lane 6. Paige Edwards in lane 7. Here comes Springfield in lane 4. That's Kelleher in the water for them. So keep an eye on Springfield here as they look to break up this Bryant 1, 2, 3 at the top. We'll see. Marcella Figueroa enters the water for Bryant in lane 5. Caitlin Archambault in 6. Charlie Lagalais in 7. And it's Kay Shen from Springfield in lane 4. It's really going to be a race for third. Can Shen chase down any one of the Bryant swimmers? I don't think she's going to. Bryant will go 1, 2, and 3. 144-14 gets it done for the team of Clara Steen, Elena Pistrin, Sophie Dorsch, and Marcella Figueroa. So Bryant A, your winner there. As they climb out, there's your final results as we get ready for the men's 200-yard medley relay. Once they switch that over, we'll get you so this is all WPI here. Lanes 4, 5, and 6. Tarbreak for WPI in lane 4, Antonovich for WPI in 5, Sperling for WPI in lane 6. So Antonovich hands it off. Uh-oh, you can't hear me. When was that from? I'm showing my... Can someone check in on the broadcast, make sure you can hear me okay? Everything's looking great on my end. I don't know if this was when a comment from when the national anthem came on. You might not have been able to hear me, but I'm broadcasting loud and clear right now. So if someone's on the broadcast, if you can let me know, that would be fantastic. Oh, okay. They can hear me. Okay. So I was reading Silvana Gonzalez's comment saying we can't hear you. I think that was when the national anthem was going on, and we don't have a external mic here. So, okay. Whew. Silvana, down in Miami, you gave me a heart attack there. WPI in lane 5 will take the win here. 139.56. WPI E with the winner. WPI F in second. G will take third. As we move on to heat number 2, it'll be a full pool. Bryant in 1, Clark in 2, Brandeis in 3, 4, and 5, Springfield in 6, Bentley in 7, Clark in 8, Bryant again in 9, Worcester Polytech, WPI in lane 10. Good underwaters there on those, for those backstrokers. Lanes 4 and 5, Abramson and Passacaron from Brandeis. Both looking really strong in the middle of the pool here. Lee and Lowe. Keep an eye on the top of your screen, though. That's Eli Buddy in lane 10. Logan Ceseniak in lane 9 for Bryant. But right now, I think it's still the judges. We'll get a good check in here. And no, WPI in lane 10 has taken over the lead. So WPI followed by Brandeis and Bryant. See if WPI can hold on here. This is McCullough in the water. Zhao in the water for the judges in lane 4. Rowe enters the water first for WPI, just ahead of Brandeis. So you're looking at lane 10 at the top of your screen and lane 4 toward the middle. WPI in 10, Brandeis A in lane 4. This one's too close to call. It looks like WPI is surging and they will take it. 137.84. Brandeis takes second. Bryant takes third. So what a race there. Very exciting race there. WPI gets it done. And we'll move on to our A final. Reminder, folks, after this next relay, there will be a 10-minute break before we head into the 2IM finals. There are your lane assignments. We are off and running. Bryant A in lane 5. The team of Topfer, Ferguson, Andrews, and Misto. They come in with the top time here, 132.82. So WPI in 3, Bryant in 5 and 7 at the top. Bentley with Ryu in the pool right now, looking strong. He'll hand it over to Ellis. Bryant A in second, Springfield A in third. Charlie London in the water right now for Bryant C, but it's Ellis from Bentley in lane 8. It's going to be one heck of a finish here. Misto's about to get in the water in lane 5. He needs to chase down Rakoff from Bentley. And Misto with a strong opening 25. He's being chased by Luke Zonghetti from Springfield, but it will be Bryant who takes it, 132.26. Springfield A takes second. Bentley A takes third. So good win there for Bryant. There are your final results. Yeah, so there will be a 10-minute break, folks. We're going to take it with them. We'll be back in 10 minutes for the 2IM. All right, folks, we're back. We're ready to go. I think we're ready to go. The scoreboard hasn't moved forward yet into our next, until our next event, which is the 2 IM. It should move shortly. Is this mine? Yeah. There we go. So this will be the women's 2 IM final. This is the C final. Michaela Lee from Sacred Heart comes in with the top time from this morning of the C Heat qualifiers. 2:17.31. She's in lane 5. Kylie Herbstuber from WPI, really close too, 2:17.77 this morning. Olivia Velico from Sacred Heart, 2:18.04. So this should be a good one here. They'll start off with the butterfly. They'll move to back, breast, then freestyle. So it's a little different order than the medley relay, which we just saw. But right now it's looking like lane 8, Anastasia Biku from Brandeis, and Caroline Ubert in lane 10. So it's actually Ubert who touched first. Thank you, Ann Demarest. I think we have our audio issues straightened out, so thank you very much. Right now, it continues to be Anastasia Biku from Brandeis leading the way. She's in lane 8 at the top of your screen. Lane 3, Brooke Malvey. Lane 5, Michaela Lee. Second and third right now. Biku turns in a 1:02.43. Malvey a little over a second behind. Same with Michaela Lee. Biku continuing to look strong. Although, here comes lane 5. That's Michaela Lee from Sacred Heart. So Lee in 5, Biku in lane 8. They are almost stroke for stroke, so this is going to come down to the freestyle here. Olivia Velico also making a push here in lane 4. And it is Lee who has taken over the lead for Sacred Heart. So Lee, Velico, and Biku, Sacred Heart looking to go 1 and 2 here in the C final. So Michaela Lee from Sacred Heart will win this one going away. Sacred Heart will go 1 and 2. Lee goes 2:14.97. Velico goes 2:16.48. Congratulations to Sacred Heart. They're 2 good swims for Lee and Velico. We'll move into the B final. Swimming in the B final, in lane 1, it's Meredith Lubelchak. In lane 2, Ellie Gindelsberger. In lane 3, Kristen Baker. They're all from Sacred Heart. In 4 from Merrimack, Camilla De La Rosa. In lane 5 from Sacred Heart, Julia Fanning. In lane 6 from Bryant, it's Sabrina Schuster. The talented freshman. In lane 7 from Sacred Heart, it's Rosemarie Nieto. Lane 8, Sarah Kang from WPI. Lane 9, Lily Rice from Bentley. And in lane 10, Gabby Robleski from CCSU. Right now, Sabrina Schuster and Sarah Kang leading the way. So Kang in 8, Schuster in 6. It will be Sarah Kang turning first. Julia Fanning from Sacred Heart has moved into second place. Good turn there by Sarah Kang from WPI. Breaststroke, typically the big differentiator here in the 2IM or in any of the IM events. This is when you typically see some changing of the guards there. Fanning, who has moved up into second from 7th. So huge jump there for Julia Fanning. But right now it remains Sarah Kang in lane 8. Here comes Rosemarie Nieto in lane 7. Rosemary Nieto is our leader heading into the freestyle. She'll battle it out here with Sarah Kang in lane 8. Here comes Julia Fanning from Sacred Heart too, but let's look at lanes 7 and 8. Nieto and Kang, they are stroke for stroke as they approach the flags. And into the wall, will it be Nieto? And it is. 2:11:31 for Nieto, gets it done. Kang takes second, Fanning third, so great swim there by Rosemarie Nieto, who is our Heat 2 winner, or B final winner, as we move on to the A final. There is your A final for the 2IM. 2:05:62 for Amanda Whitkiss this morning from Bryant. An impressive time. She set the Bryant school record earlier this year in the 2-fly. So expect to see her get out to a really, really fast start. The same for Clara Steen, both butterflyers. And it is Whitkiss and Steen leading the way right now, followed by Nemchak and Elena Pistrin. Whitkiss will take that lead into the backstroke, followed by Elena Pistrin and Nemchak. Clara Steen in 4th. So keep an eye on Elena Pistrin and Jossie Nemchak, both very good breaststrokers here. So I expect them to make a move when we get into the breaststroke. But I'll tell you, Whitkiss is looking strong, and she's putting some distance now between herself and the field. She's got a full body length on the field. Nice turn into breaststroke. She's got a 2-second lead on Clara Steen, 2.5 on Pistrin. So a little more than halfway through this race. I don't want to say this thing is over, but I'll tell you, Amanda Whitkiss looking strong here as she'll enter the final 5 yards of breaststroke and head into the freestyle. She's looking to best her 2:05 time from this morning. She's well on track to do that. So Amanda Whitkiss and Elena Pistrin one and 2. Will Whitkiss drop time on her 2:05 from this morning? She will. 2:02:89 for Whitkiss. So she is your A final winner. Pistrin takes second in a 2:08. Skylar Lang takes third, but it is Amanda Whitkiss, your winner. So now we'll move into the men's 2IM. This is the C final. There are your lane assignments. Jake Bender in lane 1, Riley Passacarin in lane 2, Scott Kessel in 3, Keegan Rowe in 4, Griffin Kelleher in 5, Dawson Milligan in 6, Colton Litwin check in lane 7, Logan Szeniak in lane 8, Gerald Gutierrez in 9, and Eddie Arofiev in lane 10. Griffin Kelleher leading the way right now from Bentley. Kelleher followed closely by Dawson Milligan of Springfield in lane 6. 133 of you on the broadcast right now. We appreciate you taking the time to join us here. We already eclipsed the number from this morning. I think we had 127 at max this morning, so a big thank you to everyone who's joining for this great Gompei Invitational, as Griffin Kelleher continues to lead, but here comes Milligan, folks. Dawson Milligan from Springfield. Kelleher, the sophomore, Milligan, the freshman. Milligan has taken over the lead heading into the freestyle. So Milligan, the freshman, looking to make some moves here and win this C final. And it will be Milligan into the wall for the victory here, 2:00:64. Kelleher takes second, Rowe takes third. Jack Ossie in lane 1, Derek McIntyre in 2, Colin Thompson in 3, Nick Topfer in 4. They're all from Bryant. Jake Thomas in 5, Bora Hurst in 6. They're both from WPI. Samuel Bundy in 7 from Brandeis. Lane 8 is Jack Meekins from Bentley. Lane 9 is Tyson Elliott from WPI. And in lane 10, rounding out the field, is Riley Cork from Bryant. Nick Topfer leading the way from Bryant right now in lane 4. Really close field, though. Jake Thomas right there with him. Topfer, a fifth-year student, transfer from LSU. This is his first year swimming with the Bulldogs. Topfer will take that lead into the breaststroke. This is where we typically see a changing spots. You see Jake Thomas really picking up the pace here. Same with Jack Meekins in lane 8. Topfer continues to hold on to that lead, though. Ever so slightly, but here comes Jake Thomas. So Jake Thomas may go into the freestyle with the lead here, and he does. So Jake Thomas, 0.4 of a second ahead of Topfer. It all comes down to the freestyle here. Topfer making up some ground with that strong freestyle. I think Jake Thomas is ahead ever so slightly, but here comes Topfer. Great wall there. And that's going to propel him to victory. He had a great turn at that 175-yard mark, and it will be Topfer. 157.04. Thomas goes 158.02. Meekins 159.55 as we move into the A final. So a pretty popular song playing in the background here. Typically, this is a song that'll get a copyright infringement on a YouTube account. Although the swimmers love it, I love it, but I just don't want to see any copyright infringements. So we're going to turn it down, and now it's over. We'll get to our introductions. Swimming in lane 1 from Springfield, it's Matt Quinney. Swimming in lane 2 from Bryant, it's Roman San Juan. Swimming in lane 3 from Bentley, it's Matthew Walden. Swimming in lane 4 from Bryant, it's Tim Andrews. In lane 5 from Brandeis, it's Benjamin Lee. And 6 from WPI, Christopher Smith. 7 from Bryant, it's Aiden Trenery. 8 from WPI, it's Brian Hall. Jack Ferguson in 9 from Bryant, and Alex Yerkowitz. So this is your A final. Benjamin Lee, 154.55 this morning from Brandeis. Christopher Smith, 155.15. Tim Andrews, 155.79. So those are your top 3 qualifiers. Middle of the pool lanes 4, 5, and 6. Let's see who gets it done. Off and running in our A final for the men's 2IM. Christopher Smith out fast from WPI. In lane 6, he's right there with Aiden Trenery from Bryant. But Christopher Smith will get to that wall first. Trenery second, Lee third. Christopher Smith, a really good backstroker, so we'll see how he maintains the lead here. He's in a good fight with Trenery in 7, Walden in 3. Matt Walden, the sophomore. This is going to be won or lost in the breaststroke here, as it is Smith, Walden, and Lee right now. But let's face it, folks, the top 6 swimmers separated by just under 2 seconds. Smith, Lee, and Trenery. Those are your top 3 right now. Matt Walden's just outside. So is Tim Andrews. Christopher Smith will get to that wall first. Lee in second, Andrews in third. So Tim Andrews takes over third. This is one heck of a race here, folks. Lanes 4, 5, 6, and 7. Too close to call. Right now, it's Christopher Smith for WPI. That could change. Here comes Tim Andrews from Bryant, making a late push here. Tim Andrews in lane 4, or Chris Smith, who will get to the wall first, and it's Smith. 153.79. Out touches Andrews. Lee takes third. So Christopher Smith, the winner there, in a best time, 153.79. What a race there. That's what it's all about here at the Gompei. And we'll quickly move into our next event, the C final. There are your lane assignments. These will go very fast here, these 50 frees. Capria in 1, Harney in 2, McCarthy in 3, Dunnigan in 4, Cowing in 5, Cartwright in 6, Wild in 7, Krikorian in 8, Spaciano in 9, Witteveen in lane 10. Looks like Lauren Cowing, too close to call here, folks. And it is Cowing, 25-35. Krikorian takes second. Spaciano takes third. We'll move into the B final right now. Waite in 1, Davis in 2, O'Leary in 3, Chamberlain in 4, Richardson in 5, Carline in 6, Schuster in 7, King in 8, Kolb in 9, McAloon in 10. Too close to call right now, folks. Could be Carline, could be Schuster. Who's going to get to the wall first? And it's Sabrina Schuster, 24-68. She is the winner of the B final. Richardson takes second, Carline third. Bryant goes 1, 2, 3 there, 24-68 for Schuster. Over a tenth faster than her time this morning. And now we'll move into the A final. Oh, we have a famous alumni in the building here. Wellington Chen checking in from Bentley. Alumni is strong for the Bentley Falcons. As we get ready for the A final of the women's 50 free. Swimming in lane 1 from Brandeis, Chloe Gonzalez. In lane 2, Charlie Legalis. In lane 3, Sophie Dorsch. In lane 4, Kay Shen. Lane 5, Kendra Daly. Lane 6, Marcella Figueroa. Lane 7, Caitlin Archambault. Lane 8, Emma Shao. Lane 9, Emma Haas. And rounding out the field in lane 10, it's Casey McLeod. Keep an eye on Daly here, the fastest in the field this morning at a 24-17. Good start by Marcella Figueroa there in lane 6. Good reaction time. Wow, that's Kay Shen from Springfield starting to pull away, and she's going to win this one easily. 23-69 for Shen. Figueroa takes second. Third place goes to Caitlin Archambault. So Kay Shen pumps her fist. She's fired up. Nice race by Kay Shen. She is your winner, under 24, 23-69. We'll move into our C final on the men's side. It's lightning warfare here, folks. Fast and furious. Ooh, so we had an early entry in the water there by Keegan Rowe. I think the swimmers had been... I believe they had been told to take their marks. So let's keep an eye. The officials having a conversation on the far side of the pool on the bulkhead. And we're moving on, folks. Nice. Nice. Here we go. We're moving on. Clean start for the Hope here. He's in the B. Nicholas Braun in 1, Patrick Tarka in 2, Brian Garvey in 3, Solomon Skelton Harris in 4, Angelo Reed in 5, Keegan Rowe in 6, Thomas Mealy in 7, Casey Whitaker in 8, Jules Royer in 9, Chuck London in lane 10. It's the men's 50 free C final. Looks like it's going to be Jules Royer from Bentley, 22-59. Mealy takes second. Third place goes to Angelo Reed. As we move into our B final. Gavin McCullough in lane 1, Danny Lair in 2, On God Alawalia in lane 3, Nolan Schlesman in 4, Alex Rousen in 5, Nick Andrews in 6, Zach Ellis in 7, Andrew Vanderwater in 8, via Angan in 9, Tyler Marzano in lane 10. Who's it going to be? Lane 4, Nolan Schlesman. Yes, it is. 21:34. Nick Andrews takes second. Schlesman takes third. Now we'll get ready for the A final. I see all those comments in the live chat, folks. It's just hard to get to them all. I see you, though. Wellington Chen, Eric Tang, Bonnie Johnson, Bent Try Coach, Michelle Habler, Rose. I see you all out there. Appreciate the shout-outs. These swimmers are fired up as we move in to the A final. Wellington Chen, my offspring. This will be the A final of the men's 50 free. Swimming in lane 1 from Bryant, Euros Djokovic. In lane 2, Luke Zonghetti. In lane 3, Peter Moo. Lane 4, Dan Backlund. Lane 5, James Misto. Lane 16, Dubek. Lane 7, Ethan Raykopf. Lane 8, Sean Tesoro. Lane 9, Eric Zhao. And in lane 10 from Bentley, it's Calvin Yee. Misto comes in the number 1 seed, 20.94. Dean Dubek went at 21.03. They were separated by less than a tenth this morning, and that's what separates Misto from the field. If you saw that start, his reaction time, this race is over. It is over at the 25-yard mark. It was over at the 20-yard mark. James Misto will get it done. The only question is the time. Does he go sub 20? Oh, just misses. 20.07 for Misto. Backlund takes second. So James Misto getting it done. The speedster from Bryant is your 50 free winner. All right, folks, this is where the pace, I think they trick us with this. We go from the fastest race. I don't want to say it's the slowest race, but it's the longest race on the card tonight. All right, here we go, folks. The 500 is in the water. It is the C final. Swimming in lane 1 from CCSU, it's Hannah Kritkowski. Swimming in lane 2, I know Gina will appreciate this one. It's Jenna Wild from Brandeis. Swimming in lane 3 from Springfield, it's Natalie Norbut. Swimming in lane 4 from WPI, it's one of our favorite swimmers, Lotta DiMascola. Swimming in lane 5 from CCSU, it's Taylor Demarest. Swimming in lane 6 from Sacred Heart, it's Brooke Labarge. In lane 7, also from Sacred Heart, Caitlin Schwartz. In lane 8 from Springfield, it's Natalie Chamberlain. Swimming in lane 9 from Sacred Heart, it's Julia Freshour. And rounding out the field from Bryant, in lane 10, it is Sarah Falder. Falder leads the way right now in lane 10. She went a 5:28.23 this morning. Got some outside smoke here. Lanes 10 and 9 are 1 and 2 right now. That's Falder and Freshour. So an exciting night of finals so far here. If you're just joining us, you're a little late, but that's all right. We're live at the WPI Sports and Recreation Center on a frigid night in Worcester, Massachusetts for the 2024 Gompei Invitational, hosted by WPI Swimming and Diving. Bryant has won the last 4 or maybe 5. I lose track, but Bryant is the winner the last 3 years. 2020, there was no Gompei due to COVID. Bryant and Merrimack, the only 2 Division I swimming programs here. But I'll tell you, this field is crowded from top to bottom. It doesn't matter, Division I, 2, or 3. The swimming that we're seeing so far here on day 1 has been nothing short of remarkable. Right now, Fresh Hour from Sacred Heart leads the way. Falder from Bryant in lane number 10. Brooke Labarge from Sacred Heart currently occupying that 3rd place spot in lane 6. And great camera work from my guy Jonah here from the WPI Sports and Information Department. They have a great team of interns. Jonah and Arian are both working the manual camera today. We got Nicole Miller working the camera switching. But again, it's still Julia Freshour and Sarah Falder leading the way in lanes 9 and 10. Sarah Falder slightly ahead of Julia Freshour heading into the 400-yard mark. So 100 to go here. Falder remains in the lead. We haven't had any outside lane winners so far. This could be our first one. Sarah Falder, the junior from Bryant. This morning she went a 5:28.23. Based on her pace, she's going to destroy that time right here. How about this performance from Sarah Falder from Bryant? Looking strong. Can Julia Freshour catch her? Will Brooke LaBerge move into second? I don't know, folks. Just over 25 to go. Falder holding on to that lead, and she looks pretty safe here. Julia Freshour is in a battle with her teammate, Brooke LaBarge, for second. Looks like it's going to be Falder, Freshour, and LaBarge. Sarah Falder, 5:16.50. How about that, folks? A 12-second drop from her time this morning. What a huge time drop. Congratulations, Sarah Falder. Julia Freshour goes a 5:17. She drops 10 seconds. 3rd place goes to Brooke LaBarge with a 5:18. She drops 4. So great time drops here as we move into the B final. My guy, Alex Gutierrez, checking in from the W. Listen, Alex is one of the main guys here in the Sports Information Department, but he's on a mini honeymoon right now. Huh? Yeah, Nicole Miller says you shouldn't be on. Alex Gutierrez on a mini honeymoon, showing his dedication to the WPI program here, checking in on the broadcast. All is well. Jonah, Arian, Nicole, everybody's rocking it here tonight at the Gompei. Right now, Charlotte Caducin from Sacred Heart out early, leading the way. Casey Bednarik from Merrimack in lane 1. Gabby Spaciano from Central Connecticut. Oh, and congratulations to Alex and your lovely wife on your honeymoon. Casey Bednarik from Merrimack in lane 1. Gabby Spaciano from CCSU in lane 2. Emma Savoy from Springfield in 3. It's Melanie Sanchez from Sacred Heart in 4. Charlotte Caducin from Sacred Heart in 5. Charlie Lagale in lane 6 from Bryant. Maeve English in lane 7 from Sacred Heart. In lane 8 from Bentley, it's Taylor White. In lane 9 from Sacred Heart, it's Megan Hammerlund. And in lane 10, rounding out the field, the senior from Bryant, it's Hannah King. Excuse me, the junior from Bryant, Hannah King. Sorry, Mr. and Mrs. King, I put a year, made your daughter a year older. I knew that answer. I messed it up. She's only a junior. Another year swimming with the Bulldogs at Bryant. Charlotte Caducin, though, from Sacred Heart continues to lead the way here. The junior clocked a 5:14.86 this morning. Continuing to hold on to that lead. 2 lanes up from her is Maeve English, also from Sacred Heart. So they're 1 and 2 right now. Taylor White from Bentley in lane 8. They are approaching the 225-yard mark right now. Caducin remains our leader, but folks, hold on here. Keep an eye on Maeve English in lane 7. She was 0.8 of a second at the last check-in. She remains 0.8 of a second behind here, but still plenty of race to go as we approach the 275-yard mark. Caducin continues to look strong, breathing every other stroke or every third. She's mixing up her breathing, actually. Now she's breathing every stroke. Coming off those walls, she goes every other. And even though it looks like the gap was narrowed, Caducin actually picked up 1/10 of a second on that last 50. So Charlotte Caducin leading the way, Maeve English in second, but here comes Megan Hammerlund. So Sacred Heart really making some noise here. They're vying to be the top 3 here in the B final. So some good analysis here by Nicole Miller here. If we take a look at Maeve English, much more consistent kick right now than Caducin. That lead is down to 0.4 of a second as they approach the 400-yard mark. Hammerlund remains in third. So if all things remain, Sacred Heart is vying to go 1, 2, and 3 here. Caducin really sporadic with her kicking here. So as we'll approach the 450-yard mark, Charlotte Caducin, can she take it wire to wire, or will Maeve English mount the comeback? The lead is 0.2 of a second, so 1/4 of a second separates Caducin and English. Here comes Hammerlund in lane 9. Can Caducin hold on, or will it be Maeve English? Caducin, the junior, English, the sophomore, battling head-to-head. Caducin trying desperately to hold on to her lead. About 10 yards to go. They're at the flags and into the wall, and it will be Caducin. She holds on, 5:12.23. Sacred Heart goes 1, 2, and 3. Caducin, English, and Hammerlund. What a performance there by Charlotte Caducin. I don't know. I'm going to tell you, folks, I got a little worried. I thought she was going to give up that lead. Maeve English was battling, but she was able to hold on. What a great swim. And now we'll move into the A final of the 500. Swimming in lane 1 from CCSU, Sophie Milhomans. In lane 2, Nevasa. In lane 3, Paige Edwards. Lane 4, Anna Jackson. Lane 5, Sofia Vallejo. Lane 6, Michaela Pierce. Lane 7, Ariel Hansberger. Lane 8, Abby Keene. Lane 9, Jill Carline. And in lane 10, rounding out the field from CCSU, it is Maggie Rutledge. Vallejo went a 5:03.43 this morning. Pierce went a 5:03.59. This is going to be an epic battle between Vallejo and Pierce. Keep an eye on Anna Jackson as well from Bryant. She really battled Michaela Pierce this morning. Jackson got out in front relatively early. Right now, though, I think this is the order in either Vallejo and Pierce or Pierce and Vallejo. I think this is how this race is going to finish, folks. Again, taking no credit away from any other of these talented swimmers, and as we all know, anything can happen. But just going based on the prelims this morning and the times and the history here, Michaela Pierce, typically a very strong back half swimmer. So she's right there with Vallejo. I don't know a lot about Sofia Vallejo and her pattern swimming, so I don't know if she typically front loads it, back loads it, tries to stay even throughout. But as you can see, Vallejo and Pierce, 1 and 2, stroke for stroke. A little bit of a lead by Vallejo here. We'll see what it is. It's 0.3 of a second. Already at the 150-yard mark. So Pierce outsplits Vallejo there by a half a second. She outsplits Vallejo again by 0.2 of a second. This is a dead heat right now at the 200-yard mark. Now this is usually the start of where we see Pierce ramp it up a bit. And I think she has taken over the lead ever so slightly. She has 13/100ths of a second. But they're, for all intents and purposes, they're basically stroke for stroke right now. Ariel Hansberger from Bryant, the Boston College transfer. She's in third right now in lane 7. So Pierce at the 300-yard mark takes a almost 0.7 of a second lead on Vallejo. So if I'm Sofia Vallejo right now, I got to make sure I stay right with Pierce. I cannot let Pierce get and extend that lead to a body length or more because she'll never get it back. Pierce very strong in the back half of all of these distance events. The lead is a half a second. So Vallejo cut into that lead a little bit on that last 50. But as you can see, both of these swimmers looking really strong. Hansberger holding on to third right now, but Paige Edwards and Anna Jackson wait in the wings. They're starting to pick it up a notch as well. Pierce will hold on to that lead through the 400-yard mark. The lead is 0.7 of a second. So it's the biggest lead either one of these swimmers have had in the whole race. Pierce's last 3 splits, 30.2, 30.7, 30.4. Pierce is going to get the bell here. It's going to come down to the final 50. Vallejo starts to pick up her kick quite a bit. That gap has narrowed significantly. It's half a second. Can Pierce hold on, or will it be Sofia Veliko from Sacred Heart, the sophomore, battling the junior right now from Bryant? And it looks like Veliko has moved into the lead ever so slightly. 15 yards to go. Veliko challenging Pierce. She's starting to pull away here, and it looks like it will be Sofia Veliko with the come-from-behind victory by 0.3 of a second over Michaela Pierce. Both best times for both of those swimmers. Wow, what a race. Two amazing distance swimmers. Kudos to both of them. Sofia Veliko gets it done. Pierce takes second. Ariel Hansberger takes third, and a great performance by her as well. Whew, that was exciting as we move into the C final, the men's 5 free. Swimming in lane 1, it's Xavier Villanueva. In lane 2 from Clark, it's Nick Cordell. In lane 3 from Springfield, it's Nick Hall. Lane 4 from Brandeis, it's Douglas Chen. In lane 5 from Bentley, it's Stephen Calabro. In lane 6, also from Bentley, it's CJ Eaton. In lane 7 from Springfield, it's Greg Kratz. In lane 8 from WPI, it's Luke Sperling. In lane 9 from Clark, it's Daniel Smith. And in lane 10 from Springfield, it's John Zooks. And look at this early lead opened up by Douglas Chen from Brandeis. So he went a 5:19.18 this morning. He goes out right here in a 26:11, follows that out with a 28:6. The only one under 30 in that second 50. So Douglas Chen from Brandeis looking strong here. Took it out even faster today. So let's see how Douglas Chen goes. He took it out very fast this morning. Front-loaded his swim, faded a little bit on the back half. So let's see how he, I mean, you can see the lead he has built up. He's got almost a half a pool length on the field. Let's see how many seconds he's ahead of the second place swimmer. Almost 6 3/4 seconds over Calabro and Eaton. So Douglas Chen, the freshman from Brandeis, making some noise here at the Gompei. Chen continues to lead the way. That trio of swimmers behind him is Stephen Calabro in 5, CJ Eaton in 6, Greg Kratz in 7. We can also look at Nick Hall in lane 3. He's in that pack that could be vying for second. But Chen continuing to hold on here. So Chen went a 30.97 last 50, fastest in the field still. Yeah, under. Yeah. 32.5 there for Chen. So that's the first signs of slowing down a little bit. Still has almost an 8-second lead. So Calabro picks up almost a full second. Eaton picks up a full second, but I don't know if there's enough pool left. Even if Chen tires out a bit, he's built himself such a big cushion with 100 yards to go. The lead is still 7 seconds. Yes. So can Chen hold on? Definitely starting to feel that fatigue set in. Maybe this bell will energize him. I'll tell you, he better be careful because here comes Nick Hall in lane 3 from Springfield. I don't know if Hall's going to be able to catch him. Chen's got 25 to go. Can he hold on? I think he can. But I'll tell you, this has become a race. And I'll tell you, congratulations to Douglas Chen. He took this thing out fast. I started to worry a little bit. I thought he went out a little too fast. But 5:04:31 gets it done. 5 seconds on this morning. Hall takes second. Calabro takes third. So Douglas Chen, have yourself a victory there. Good job. Took it out strong, and he held on for the C final victory. We'll move into the B final. There are your lane assignments. So Daniel Corey in lane 1, Scott Kessel in 2, Nikita Zuev in 3, Daniel Ivanchikov in 4, Fraser Milligan in 5, Jordan McMillan in 6, Jacob Antonovich in 7, Luke Abramson in lane 8, Kai West, a.k.a. The Beast Senior, hailing from the Big Island, Kalua Kona, Waikiki. Kai, that's from Bent Tri-Coach, had to get that going in there. Sam Beer from Clark in lane 10. Ivanchikov from Bentley leads the way right now in lane 4. Very tight field. Lanes 3, 4, 5, all right there with each other. Ivanchikov continues to hold on to that lead, although it is very perilous. 6/10 ahead of Milligan, 7/10 ahead of Zuev. Daniel Ivanchikov, the sophomore from Bentley, came in with a 4:57.80 this morning. He holds on to that lead through the 200-yard mark by 0.8 over Milligan. A little over a second ahead of Zuev. Ivanchikov continues and remains in the lead ahead of Milligan and Zuev. So if you're looking at times here, which we always are, that last 50, Ivanchikov doubled his lead on Milligan. It was 0.8. He went up to over a second and a half. Crucial 300-yard mark here. It is Jordan McMillan now who has moved up into second place. So he goes from 4th to 2nd. Milligan goes from second to third. Zuev goes from third to fourth, but the leader and still pacing the field, Daniel Ivanchikov. McMillan from Springfield remains in second. Approaching the 375-yard mark. I feel like Jordan McMillan is just lying in wait here. I feel like he's been holding a lot back, and he's got a lot left in this final 100. Let's see how it plays out. He trails Ivanchikov by 2.25 seconds. Fraser Milligan starting to pick up the pace too, but right now it's all Daniel Ivanchikov. He's trying to go wire to wire. 50 to go. McMillan has made up a little bit of time, but I don't know if it's going to be enough. He cut into that lead by 0.5 second. He's going to need to do a lot more damage than that in the final 50 to catch Ivanchikov. Daniel Ivanchikov, the sophomore from Bentley, will be your B final winner. He'll be followed by Jordan McMillan, but it is Ivanchikov from Bentley, 4:50.29. He drops 7 seconds. McMillan goes a 4:52. He drops 5. Milligan goes a 4:56. He's right on his time from this morning. Drops a little over a tenth. But it is Daniel Ivanchikov, our B final winner. Nice swimming there by Daniel. As we get ready for our A final, those are the final results from the B. Daniel Ivanchikov from Bentley, your winner. The A final, swimming in lane 1, Ryan Goolsby. Swimming in lane 2, Andrew Machuca. In lane 3, Leighton Wilgazinski. In lane 4, Aiden Acuna Rosa. In lane 5, Uros Djokovic. In lane 6, Griffin Schimmel. In lane 7, Nick Andrews. In lane 8, Andrew Gamper. In lane 9, Christian Pereira. Rounding out the field in lane 10 from WPI, it is Aiden Greenfield. Good start here in the A final. Uros Djokovic, 4:43.48 from Bryant this morning. Griffin Schimmel, 4:44.27. Aiden Acuna Rosa, 4:44.44. Nick Andrews, 4:44.98. Then if you look into the 4:45s, Leighton Wilgazinski and Andrew Gamper. So this is really a wide open A final. Djokovic leading the way from Bryant. He is a fifth-year grad student. He was the top seed coming out of prelims this morning. Went out in a 24-6, came back in a 27-5. So 52-21. And I'll tell you, they are bunched up in lanes 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. They're separated by 0.7 of a second. So Wilgazinski in 3, Acuna Rosa in 4, Djokovic in 5, Schimmel in 6, Andrews in 7. Those are your leaders in no particular order, but they're very close. Djokovic and Acuna Rosa are in a virtual tie, separated by 0.05 of a second. One thing you notice about this men's A final, the white water these swimmers are churning up behind them early in the race. So legs heavily involved here. A lot of times in these distance events, you see some of these swimmers like to do what they call floating their legs. And that means they're barely kicking or they're really not kicking at all for a portion of the race. Maybe they're conserving those legs for the back end, but you don't really see much of that here. Aiden Acuna Rosa has moved into the lead, slightly ahead of Schimmel, so Djokovic drops down to 4th. But I'll tell you, top 5 swimmers only separated by a little over 1.25 seconds. Approaching the 325-yard mark. This race is anyone's. Another lead change. It's now Griffin Schimmel from Bryant taking over the lead. Schimmel went a 28.73 there, fastest in the field through that last 50, and Schimmel has really picked up the pace here. Leighton Wilgazinski from Bentley has moved into 2nd. Acuna Rosa in 3rd, Nick Andrews in 4th. Djokovic has dropped down into 5th. So Griffin Schimmel, the senior from Bryant, swimming in his last Gompei Invitational, trying to go out with a victory here in the A final in the 5 free. He's going to have to beat Wilgazinski and his teammate Nick Andrews. Schimmel looking strong. So I'll tell you, the last 200 yards here has been all Griffin Schimmel from Bryant. 28.7, 28.7, 28.3, and Griffin Schimmel will cap out a great career at Bryant with a win in the 500 free. 4:40.83, drops almost 4 full seconds. Nick Andrews takes 2nd. Great comeback from him. He drops a 2nd. And 3rd place goes to Wilgazinski. I got to go fix the camera, folks. Hold on 1 second. I'll be right back.
Fantastic swims. Up next, we have event 9, women 200-yard breaststroke. C final.
Did it fix? Did it look? Okay. Here we go, folks. Event 9, heat, the C final, women's 200-yard breaststroke. Giovenko in 1, Slater in 2, Scott in 3, and Salmi in 4. Kerner in 5, O'Sullivan in 6, Sweetman in 7, Burns in 8, Morris in 9. And it is Caroline Cloxton from Bentley rounding out the field in lane number 10. So we saw Griffin Schimmel from Bryant cap off a great career. Swimming in his last Gompei, he takes the 500 free. Also saw Nick Andrews sneak up there into 2nd. Leighton Wilgazinski, all good swims there in that 500 free. So we shift our attention here to this 2 breast. Looks like it's Erica Kerner from Springfield in lane 5. She leads the way right now. She's followed by O'Sullivan in lane 6, Sweetman in lane 7. So 5, 6, and 7 are top 3 swimmers. Erica Kerner continues to hold on to that lead over O'Sullivan from WPI. Can Kerner hold on through this final 50, or will it be O'Sullivan, the freshman from WPI, capturing this C final? They're separated by 0.2 of a second. I know it shows O'Sullivan in the lead. It's not. It's Kerner. Kerner and O'Sullivan approach the final wall. 25 yards to go. Can Kerner hold on, or will O'Sullivan mount the come from behind victory? 10 yards to go. Kerner looking strong. O'Sullivan making that final push at the flags and into the wall. Who's going to get there? And it is O'Sullivan. 2:39.61. We think there was a soft touch there by Kerner. So Kerner's touch did not register at first. It looked to the naked eye like it was O'Sullivan, so we're going to call this race for O'Sullivan. Kerner took second, Sweetman third. Check Meet Mobile for your official final results after. But the freshman O'Sullivan from WPI with what appears to be a victory in the C final of the women's two-breast. B final is in the water. Milena Whitney in lane 1, Veronica Okarowski in lane 2, Meredith Lubelchek in 3, Olivia Velico. Velico just got out of the water swimming the 500. Now she's right back in the water swimming the two-breast. Daniela Palomaro in lane 5, Grace Young in 6, Ella Wittavine in lane 7, Julia Herbert in lane 8, Audrey Teow in 9, and Michelle Lee in 10. Grace Young from CCSU leading the way at the 75-yard mark. She is a sophomore, went at 2:31.98 this morning. Young, Palomero, 1 and 2. It's Milena Whitney from WPI in third place right now. Keep an eye on Whitney here at the bottom of your screen for WPI. She's quietly sneaking up. She's in third right now, only out of first by 0.8 of a second with 50 to go. Milena Whitney really making a move here in lane 1 at the bottom of your screen. The freshman from WPI, will Whitney get it done and come from behind here? She's in a battle with Velico and Palomero and Young, who's going to get there? And it is Milena Whitney coming from lane 1. 2:28.34. Young takes second. Palomero takes third. What a race for Whitney. She drops 10 seconds from this morning. Young drops 3. Palomero drops 2 as we get ready for our A final. Swimming in the A final. In lane 1, it's Kylie Herbstuber. In lane 2, Camilla De La Rosa. In lane 3, Skylar Lang. In lane 4, Jossie Nemchek. In lane 5, Elena Pistrin. In lane 6, Nina Lamb. In lane 7, Rosemary Nieto. In lane 8, Caitlin Archambault. In lane 9, Bella Montanari. And in lane 10, it's Elle Gindelsberger. This is the A final of the 200-yard breaststroke. Elena Pistrin, top time this morning, 2:18.35, almost 3 seconds faster than the next closest swimmer, Nina Lamb. So we are in the water. Pistrin, the senior from Bryant, comes in as the top seed. Keep an eye on Jossie Nemchek from Bryant in lane 4. She's a freshman, 2:22.60 this morning. Nina Lamb, she's also a senior from Springfield, 2:21.25. And Rosemary Nieto from Sacred Heart, 2:22.99. Right now it's Pistrin out in a 31:30. It's also worth noting Bryant has a few of their swimmers absent from the Gompei here. They're swimming in the U.S. Open Championships down in Greensboro, North Carolina. One of those is freshman Alice Stenbeck, who is a breaststroker. So she most likely would have been making some noise here. Bryant, the only team to send swimmers down to the U.S. Open Championship. Pistrin and Lamb leading the way, 1 and 2 here. Pistrin in 5, Lamb in 6. Lamb closing the gap. Had a little explosion there towards the end. She extends the lead by 0.3 of a second. It's now 0.7 heading into the 175-yard mark. Can Elena Pistrin, the senior, close out her Bryant career in the Gompei with a win in the 200-yard breaststroke? About 15 yards to go. Great power on that kick from Elena Pistrin at the flags and into the wall. She will pull away and win this women's 200-yard breaststroke. 2:18.87. Lamb goes second. Nieto takes third. Elena Pistrin, your winner. Elena with a big smile as we go to our full results. Pistrin, Lamb, and Nieto as we move into the C final in the men's 2 breast. Maxwell Cowarden in lane 3, Jack Werb in 4, Kyle Chang in 5, Isaac Lowe in 6, and Ian Perry in lane number 7. just to set the stage for tomorrow morning, we'll be back. We will be live for the prelims right around 9 o'clock. Diving once again will be at 1:30. Finals tomorrow night again at 6 p.m. We hope you can all join us. And we appreciate everyone who has taken the time to join us. We were up to 137 tonight. This morning we had 127 viewers. So good turnout here. We hope to extend those numbers even more so tomorrow. Kyle Chang from WPI leading the way, approaching the halfway mark. .107.87 for Chang. Isaac Lowe from Brandeis, second. Jack Werb running in third. Chang 50 to go, has a pretty comfortable lead here, 4.36 seconds. Kyle Chang from WPI leading the way. The sophomore went a 2:30.02 this morning. .226.88. So almost a little under 4-second time drop. Nice job by Chang. Lowe takes second. Werb takes third. That'll take us into the B final momentarily. I don't see any officials down on the bulkhead, so that means that there was a disqualification, as I see one of the officials making their way to the scorer's table, so that there was likely a DQ there. We'll have that information for you as they'll make that announcement. So that DQ is lane 3 from Brandeis, Maxwell Cowarden. Swimming in lane 1 from Bentley, it's Michael Belpedio. In lane 2 from Bentley, Thomas Meal. In lane 3 from Springfield, Brian Douglas. In lane 4, also from Springfield, Gerald Gutierrez. In lane 5 from Bentley, it's Patrick Tarker. In lane 6 from Springfield, it's Ben Terentiev. In lane 7 from Bryant, it's Colton Litwinchek. In lane 8 from Bentley, it's Tyler Marzano. In lane 9 from Brandeis is Daniel Nabi. And rounding out the field in lane 10 from Clark, it's Theo Bain.
University leading the pack with the 104.84.
Litwinchak, the senior from Bryant, in lane 7. Trying to hold on here against Brian Douglas from Springfield in lane 3. Litwinchak in 7. Douglas in 3, and it will be Colton Litwinchak. He will hold on for the victory here in the B final. 2:15.17. He drops almost 4 full seconds. Douglas takes second. Terentiev takes third.
4 seconds from the super swan, the senior from Bryant University, Colton Litwinchak.
So that will take us to our A final.
Swimmers, please clear the pool.
There are the full results of the B final. Swimming in the A final in lane 1, Tyson Elliott. In lane 2, Jack Doria. In lane 3, Kenneth Ryu. In lane 4, Jack Ferguson. In lane 5, Matt Kenvin. In lane 6, it's Aiden Trenery. In lane 7, Derek McIntyre. In lane 8, Bora Hurst. In lane 9, Logan Szeniak. And rounding out the field in lane 10, it's Eli Buddy. This is the A final of the men's 200-yard breaststroke. Matt Kenvin, 2:03.57 this morning. Aiden Trenery was next, 2:08.06. Jack Ferguson, 2:08.15. So let's see what shakes down here. Those three were in a range from from 4 to 9 seconds apart from the rest of the field. So right now it is Kenvin from Springfield, Trenery in second, Ferguson in third. Kenvin at the halfway mark, out in a 59.18. Trenery 1:00.61, Ferguson 1:00.81. So the two Bryant teammates will be battling for second, it looks like. Can't leave out Kenneth Ryu from Bentley. He's in the mix here in lane 3. Matt Kenvin, the grad student from Springfield, has really built up that lead over Trenery and Ferguson. It is Ferguson who now moves into second, slightly ahead of Trenery. So tight race for second, but first place belongs to Matt Kenvin from Springfield. See if he can best that 2:03 from this morning. He does, 2:01.79. Jack Ferguson will take second. Trenery will take third. So there's a good shot of Matt Kenvin, the winner. So that's a school record for Kenvin. So Matt Kenvin sets a school record for Springfield right there. Congratulations to Matt. Nice job. There's our full results. As we head into the C final in our final individual event of the night, the 100-yard butterfly. Hernandez in 1, Conlon in 2, Bailey in 3, Bednarik in 4, Montanari in 5, Lee in 6, Pulaski in 7, Sang in 8, Farina in 9, Kritkowski in lane 10. Farina leading the way, but as you can see in a 100, it's tough to really put some distance between yourself and anyone else. Middle of the pool right here. Montanari in 5, Lee in 6, Farina in 9. Who's going to get to the wall first? Looks like it's going to be Michaela Lee from Sacred Heart, and it is 10020. Conlon takes second, Montanari takes third. We'll move on to the B final. We'll get you those full results first. Rachel Zhang there was a soft touch. So keep an eye on that time and Meet Mobile after. And I think we have another DQ coming. We do.
Attention coaches and sort we do have a DQ in event 11 in heat 1, lane 4.
So Gianna Farina from lane 4, she did come in 4th. She has been DQ'd, so move everyone under her up a spot. There are your lane assignments for the B final. It was, excuse me, Casey Bednarik from Merrimack, not Gianna Farina. I apologize. Farina came in 4th. It was lane 4 that got DQ'd, so apologize for that. Gianna Farina, you're good in lane 4. In 4th place, I should say. I'm going to move on to the next heat. B final here. Dunnigan in 1, Hammerland in 2, Hubert in 3, Shao in 4, Edwards in 5, Rice in 6, Cartwright in 7, Corvaya in 8, Biku in 9, Cowing in 10. At the halfway mark, it was Caroline Hubert from Bentley. Very tight race here. Who's going to separate themselves? Will it be Hammerland? Will it be Edwards? At the wall, it will be Rice. Lily Rice. 59-19. Edwards takes second. In a tie with Hammerland. So Hammerland and Edwards tie for second. Lily Rice, though, our winner of the B final as we move on to the women's A final. Swinging lane 1, Emma Haas. In lane 2, Ava Mustachulo. In lane 3, Chloe Gonzalez. In lane 4, Sophie Dorsch. In lane 5, Amanda Whitkiss. In lane 6, Melanie Sanchez. In lane 7, Clara Steen. In lane 8, Kendra Daly. In lane 9, Marcela Figueroa. And rounding out the field in lane 10, it's Sarah Kang. Whitkiss looking to become a 2-time winner tonight. She comes in as the #1 seed here, 56-10 this morning in prelims. Good start. Good reaction time by Whitkiss there. One breath through that whole 25, excuse me. Whitkiss the leader at the halfway mark, a half a second ahead of Steen, half a second ahead of Kang and Dorsch as well. Whitkiss, though, starts to pull away. She's going to be a 2-time winner in the opening day of the Gompei. She takes the 2IM and she takes the 1 fly, 55-51. Sophie Dorsch takes second. Third place goes to Clara Steen, but it is Amanda Whitkiss, 55-51. Moving into the men's. This is the C final. Fogel in 1, Cork in 2, Bender in 3, Martinez in 4, Meekins in 5, Milligan in 6, Garvey in 7, Alawalia in 8, Skelton Harris in 9, Zuev in 10. On God Alawalia, your leader at the halfway mark, 24.99. Here comes Dawson Milligan from Springfield, though, as well as Brian Garvey. Alawalia desperately trying to hold on, but it will be Milligan who takes first. Garvey second, Martinez third. B final lined up and ready to go. Toomey in 1, Lair in 2, Prale in 3, Tesoro in 4, Zongetti in 5, Dubik in 6, Vandewater in 7, McCullough in 8, Eng in 9, Gamper in 10. Dean Dubek leads the way at the halfway mark, out in a 23.5. Zongetti looking to become another Springfield winner here, and it is Luke Zongetti, 51.49. Lair takes second, Prowl takes third, but it's Luke Zongetti, the winner of the B final, as we move into the A final. There is the start list. We'll get those introductions out of the way in a second. We'll be on to our final individual event of the evening here at the Gompei Invitational at WPI. Swimming in lane 1, it's Dan Backlund. Swimming in lane 2, it's Eric Zhao. In lane 3, Peter Mu. In lane 4, Tim Andrews. In lane 5, Jonathan Chan. In lane 6, James Misto. In lane 7, Christopher Smith. Lane 8, Chuck London. Lane 9, Zach Ellis. Lane 10, Brian Hall. Number 1 seed, Jonathan Chan from Springfield, 49-14 this morning. Misto 49-27, Andrews 49-31. Here is your A final.
Earlier this morning, we had 3 individuals under that 50-yard threshold. Tim Andrews.
So keep an eye on Misto here. He has great starts, amazing power off the blocks, good reaction time, exactly what you need for a sprint type event. And Misto leads the way here over Chan and Andrews at the halfway mark. Misto's going to be tough to beat here. Getting that big frame into every stroke. Misto with 25 to go. The battle is for second. Who's it going to be, Andrews or Chan? James Misto, the sophomore from Bryant, will take it in a 48-47. Bryant goes 1 and 2 with Andrews taking second. Chan takes third. Good racing all the way around, but it is James Misto, the sophomore from Bryant, with the 100 fly victory in our final individual event of the evening.
At this time, it is 8:03. The competition pool will be open for 10 minutes.
So we will have a 10-minute break before we head into our final relay events of the evening. The 800 freestyle relay will take this break with them. Once again, you're watching the 2024 Gompei Invitational from WPI. All right, folks, we will conclude our evening with the 800 freestyle relays. There will be 2 heats on the women's side, 1 heat on the men's side. Each swimmer will swim a 200-yard freestyle. Lanes 1 and 10 will be open here. Bentley in lane 2. WPI in lane 3, WPI in 4, Merrimack in 5, Springfield in 6, Springfield in 7, Brandeis in 8, Brandeis in 9. Brandeis A in lane 8 leading the way, followed by Springfield A in lane 6, Merrimack B in lane 5. As we march toward the finish here on day 1. Once again, setting the stage for tomorrow morning. We will be live back again around 9 a.m. for day 2 prelims. Diving will kick off around 1:30, and finals will commence at 6 o'clock tomorrow night. A big thank you to everyone who's taken the time to join. Really appreciate all the positive feedback we've received. The WPI Sports and Information Department student interns are really the stars of the show here. Without them, we really would not be able to put on the production that we put on. So a big thank you to all of them. They're led by Rusty and Alex. We have Jonah, Arian, Nicole, Rachel's going to be with us tomorrow. We have a lot of Charlie was with us earlier, Charlie Peterson. So a big thank you to these WPI future leaders of our country here. As I hear what so many of them are studying, I'm a mere mortal compared to what all these folks are going to be working on. Brandeis A continues to lead the way. Joe M, 2200, you're welcome. It's one of my most favorite meets to broadcast here, the Gompei. Good mid-season checkpoint for a lot of these teams. And I say mid-season, it's really almost towards the end of the season. Most schools only have a handful of meets left, if that, with conference championships coming up in February. As crazy as it sounds, we're going to blink and February is going to be here. And that's not a bad thing, because that means the winter will be winding down and heading into spring, which I think we can all appreciate, especially those of us from New England. I know a lot of you are from the West Coast, Arizona, Texas, Miami. Well, yeah, rub it in more. We don't have the beautiful weather that you have. Springfield A leading the way. They're in lane 6 in the middle of the pool. That's Kay Shen, 50 free winner. Now it is Chamberlain as Tim says, in the water. The one thing that I hope you don't notice it too much on me is the New England accent. It is pretty thick sometimes. And Nicole shakes her head, yes. I do try and neuter myself from it, but it's very difficult to do. But the one great thing about New England is there are no R's in any words, none. So if you're swimming, you're in the water. Brandeis. No, that is wrong. It is Springfield.
Brandeis still holding on strong to that second place spot. Within the
Springfield in lane 6 continues to lead the way. We're at the 500-yard mark. Thank you, Patrice Bossi and Bentley, Rhode Island coach. I'm trying to figure out your screen name. Bent Tri-Coach. So I'm guessing you are a triathlon coach for Bentley. I did see you mention someone that was a triathlete in the off season for Bentley earlier. So that's pretty cool. Springfield continuing to lead the way. It'll be Natalie Norbert leading the way. All right, so yes, triathlon coach. So I guess I got a question for you, Coach. Bentley has triathlon as like a sport? They do. Oh, wow. I didn't even realize that schools had triathlon as a sport. Wow, that's awesome. Really cool. And another reason why our schools in the Northeast are the best in the country. Right? I mean, I don't know many schools that have a triathlon program. I'm sure there probably are quite a few. I just don't know about it, but that's pretty cool. Springfield College leading the way. Natalie Norbert in the water. Brandeis A in second. Third place, I believe, is still Merrimack B with Molatieri in the water.
Well, that's my meal.
Springfield still
It has
leading
chicken
strong.
on it. You can look at like the different categories.
Brandeis over in lane 8, still holding on to that second place position.
Springfield with, I believe, 50 to go. Leading the way still in lane 6.
Springfield A still with a solid lead. Bringing it home strong. And the race for third only intensifies.
Wait, I want to leave a comment.
In lane 6, the Springfield A relay.
7:57:30 for Springfield.
Brandeis A over in the lead. Looking comfortable. Finishing to the wall.
Brandeis A takes second in an 8:13:40. And third place goes to WPI 8:18:59. Patrice Bossi, cheers from the West Coast. Go Bryant. Nice. A little West Coast action out there. We'll move into our final heat of the women's 800 free relay momentarily. Heat 2 in the water, or about to be in the water. There are your lane assignments. So for Bentley, Kai West, Leighton Wilgazinski, Skylar Lang, Jacob Zukowski, Joey Toomey, and Eddie Arofiev, all triathletes. Pretty impressive. That's awesome. So congratulations to them. And really, by being a triathlete, I mean, swimmers are already in my opinion, the best conditioned athletes in the world, along with runners. And now you're setting yourself up for a lifetime of hopefully good health, because anybody who can finish a triathlon is pretty amazing. So good luck to those young men and women on the Bentley Triathlon team. As Bryant A, powered by Amanda Whitkiss, it's a coming out party of sorts for Whitkiss here at the Gompei, the 2IM champ, the one fly champ, and we're only in day one. She'll be a strong contender in the two fly. Whitkiss will hand it over to Michaela Pierce, who came in second in the 500 free. The sophomore hands it over to the junior. So in this second heat, it's Bryant and everyone else, as they've built almost a full or a half length of the pool lead. Pierce with 100 to go. Then she will pass the baton to Charlie Legale. She is a senior on the Bulldog team. $50 to go for Pierce. Bryant C in lane 7, playing a little bit of catch-up here, down by a little under 6 seconds. Sacred Heart B in lane 10, right there on their heels. But it remains Bryant A as La Galette is about to get in the water. Bryant remains firmly in the lead. Good battle for second between Bryant C, Sacred Heart A. Lane 3 for Sacred Heart A, lane 7 for Bryant C. Valico for Sacred Heart in the water, Jackie Fox for Bryant C. Sacred Heart has surged ahead slightly in that race for second. The lead is still 6 seconds overall for Bryant A. $50 to go for Charlie Legale. She'll hand it over to Ariel Hansberger to bring it home. Orly Hansberger. Sorry about that mispronunciation. The A. $100 to go for Bryant. Sacred Heart A has moved into second, or remains in second, over Bryant C in third in lane 7. So that's the battle right now. Hammerland from Sacred Heart, Sakowitz from Bryant C.
Rounding the turn, gearing up for that last 50 in this 800 freestyle relay. Bryant University A in lane 5, splitting a 7:11:20. It's still a race for second. Sacred Heart in lane 3 and Bryant in lane 7.
Tight race here, tight race. So Bryant A is going to win. Who's going to take second? Sacred Heart A or Bryant C? Too close to call here, folks. Who touches first? And it's going to be Sacred Heart A. By almost 0.3 of a second, but Bryant A goes 7:41.62. The team of Whitkus, Pierce, Lagalais, and Hansberger get it done in the women's 800 free relay. Which brings us to our final event of the evening.
I want the relays updates. I want the splits.
Brandeis B in lane 1, Bentley B in lane 2, Bentley A in lane 3, Springfield A in lane 4, Bryant A in lane 5, Bryant B in lane 6, WPI A in lane 7, WPI B in lane 8, Brandeis A in 9, Springfield B in lane 10. This is our final event of the evening, folks. I'll tell you, it was scheduled, tonight's session was scheduled to end at 8:40, and it looks like they are going to be right on time. Of the many good things that WPI does, whether it's a club meet or it is a college meet, they are extremely tight and sharp in running their meets. They do a fantastic job. Bryant A with Nick Topfer in the water, leading the way.
With swimmers on the blocks, ready for that second leg. Their teammates turn the wall and aggressively make their way home, trying to put their teams in a position
Alex Rousen in the water for Bryant, who leads the way. But Dan Backlund in the water for Springfield. He might have something to say about that right now with this second leg. Backlund looking strong here for Springfield A. Springfield A now moves into first place by 0.3 of a second over Bryant. Brandeis A in lane 9 occupies third.
Almost 0.8 of a second away from the current leader.
Springfield A with that almost second and a half lead over Bryant A. Bentley A in third.
It's starting to gain more yards. Bentley and Bryant are challenging, at least directly around Springfield. Outside, Bryant, WPI, and Brandeis are all still neck and neck.
Springfield A extending that lead now, almost 2.5 seconds. So Dan Backlund doing a great job. He'll hand it off to Jordan McMillan, who will try to hold on and continue to build that lead for Springfield.
To gain distance and not backing down. Summer's are ready. And here they go. Springfield, Bentley, and Bryant first in the pool. However, followed by Brandeis and WPI.
Andrews in the water for Bryant, trying to close that gap, and he already made up 0.8 of a second. So we'll see here at the end of this third leg if Springfield is still leading the way over Bryant A.
Maintain that lead, however, starting to get more of a healthy challenge.
Andrews putting some serious pressure on McMillan from Springfield. He cuts into that lead yet again by 0.6 of a second. This race is going to come down to Luke Zongetti and Juris Djokovic.
Coming into the wall to mark that fourth and final 50 within this third leg.
And Andrews has taken over the lead for Bryant. Bryant A moves into the lead. 4:46.58, 17 100ths ahead of Springfield.
Bryant B in lane 6 challenging Bentley in lane 3.
Djokovic in the water for Bryant. Zongetti in the water for Springfield.
Here comes Bentley. Brandeis in the water and then followed by the engineers.
Bryant maintaining that lead. Djokovic after 50.
This is going to be a battle all the way to the end for first and second.
Very tight here. Zongetti in 4 for Springfield. Djokovic in 5 for Bryant. This is going to come down to the final 25. Bryant still holding on to that lead. Ever so slightly. Zongetti's breathing to his left, so he sees where his competition is. Just about 50 yards to go, and Djokovic extends that lead just a little bit. He's got a little bit of breathing room here. A full second.
University currently maintaining the lead. However, it is not long. Springfield is challenging.
25 yards to go, and it looks like Bryant A will pull this one out.
Maintains that
Unless Zongetti has one final sprint in him, Djokovic surges toward the flags and into the wall, and it will be Bryant A that takes it. 6:55.80. Springfield takes second, 6:57.32. And third place goes to Bentley A, 7:40.97. Wow, what a night of swimming. What a day in day one of this Gompei Invitational. Congratulations to all of the winners, all of the schools. Tomorrow morning, we'll try and run through some scores before we get going. So we're going to go live probably sometime around 8:45, 8:50 tomorrow morning. So for the last time, on behalf of Nicole Miller, Arian, and Jonah, all from the WPI Sports Information Department, I am Jeremy Abreu from Abreu Media Productions. We thank you for joining us tonight, and we'll see you for day two action at the Gompei tomorrow morning at 9.